Hey, y'all.
Oh.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. Congrats on your house.
Thank you. I know. I'm so excited. Thank you. It's like, it was a nightmare. I'm sure you know. I mean, you know all about real estate.
Yeah.
You know.
Welcome club.
Bring it on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Adult life. Valeria, hey, babe.
Hey guys.
You made it.
I know. I was on at 8:26 and I was the only person, so I logged out. I was like,
Oh,
no,
you're on it. You're freaking on it.
not really, but we'll get there.
Holy shit, Catherine, you're on here too. No way.
I know.
Where are your twin boys?
My husband's putting them to bed.
Good man.
Yes,
Good man.
I know. It's a freaking miracle that I'm here right now.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy to see your face.
Yeah.
Shannon, you too, boo. All right, guys. So I don't know if I can, because when people pop on, I have just ADHD bad. I don't know how to, like, someone pops on, that, like, if there's extra, like, static music, I'll completely, like, lose my train of thought, you know? So I'm gonna, I don't know. Mallory, do you know how I do that?
You're asking me?
Mallory, if,
think that it should be down by like your mute. Like there's a little arrow.
oh, I think I got it. And what you guys can do if you ever want to pop up and ask any question at all, there's a little chat on the side. A little chat sidebar. There should be. There it is. Hello. And then you can unmute yourself and pop in, interrupt me if you have questions at any time, and I might be able to answer you right then and there, or I'll be able to say, you know, hey, I might have it later on in the presentation. So let me share screen.
Congrats on closing on your house.
So you're closing on the house.
Yeah.
Ah, thanks. So excited. We have a champagne bottle waiting. It's been a
I
long.
saw your video of you like so excited with champagne.
It's just so like sweet, and I'm just so stoked. We're gonna be closer to the beach. It's just exciting. Closer to my parents too, which is gonna be great with their new house. It just seems like everyone's building right now. So, okay, let me see if I can do this. And then I'm going to, sweet, okay. Share screen. All right, guys. So if I ask any questions at all, just like do like a thumbs up or like a nodding of the head, because I can see you on the side. So first of all, thanks for taking time out of your Tuesday nights. I know that all of us are kind of still in the process, and a lot of us that are popping on here are learning that Mondays and Tuesdays are kind of like the game times for this business. It's like Sundays are planning week or planning for the week, and then Mondays and Tuesdays are like we load it up. That way Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays we can just kind of like maintain what the heck is going on. So, but the biggest thing in this business is relationships and having conversations with people and building a business. But a lot of that stems from our personal peace with ourselves in this business. And a lot of us can't find us building a business until we find that peace within ourselves of, I believe in these products, I am doing these products, I am doing these workouts. And I mean, don't get me wrong, guys, I might have done one program and I got to diamond within 6 months, and I just did one program because that's how much I still just believed in the community and believed in what we had. And I still loved like running and doing all my other stuff, but I did one program, and because I had that belief in just one program and just the ability that I had to bring people into this community, to online wellness groups, I was like, I can talk about this forever. And I just knew that my goal was to just have people join me and just living a healthier lifestyle and giving other people the option to as well. Because this is our business is a lot cheaper than hiring a personal trainer. It's a lot cheaper than going and getting a gym membership 24/7. Plus, we have the freedom to do it whenever we want. I mean, I don't need to sell you guys on this. You all know it's just a kick-ass opportunity. But the crux of our business is conversations and obviously building relationships. That's huge. That's helping people. So there's a 7-step process when it comes to having a conversation with people. And I'm talking like conversations with family, conversations with friends, conversations with strangers, conversations with acquaintances. This is going to go with anybody and everybody that we talk with at any point in time, because I know that I was treating my family and my friends differently than I was treating my clients and acquaintances when they came to me and asked for help. I was speaking differently to these people, but we can't treat people differently when they come to us for help because we have the same help. So we have to get grounded in our business and how we talk to everybody. It's like if we go to a doctor and the doctor is our friend, we expect the doctor to be solid in his practice and not treat me like we're out on a Saturday night, like going and getting a drink. I want him or her to treat me as if I am their client and they're taking this seriously. So even if I have a girlfriend that comes up to me or a family member that's like, okay, whatever you're doing, just send me the link, send me everything you got. I want to do what you're doing. We still have to set up our own boundaries in our business by saying, okay, cool, I want you to join me too. However, like, what are you doing right now for workouts? What's going on? We still need to interview our friends and family, just like we need to interview our clients and acquaintances that say, I want to do whatever you're doing, let me in this group. And it's like, whoa, like I still need to set up my own boundary for this business because I need to know who I'm about to work with. Because what if we say, let's get you a discount, and all of a sudden they become an active coach, and then all of a sudden they're a diamond. Next thing you know, like you have to share a bed with them on a retreat. You know what I mean? So we have to think about like, who are we working with? Who do we want to work with really? You know, how are we going to build this? What are we doing? So prior to moving into these 7 steps, which is obviously prospecting, the contact, which is also inviting, exploring, creating a rapport with them, offering a solution, we're fielding more their questions and objections, we close, and then we follow up. So prior to jumping in and starting conversations with anybody, like I was mentioning earlier, we have to find that peace within ourselves that is going to allow us to walk into a room and be confident in what we do, like our shit doesn't stink. So perceptions to drop right now are, when we're talking with anybody about this business, is we can never talk about ourselves. So right then and there, when someone's asking us what we do and they want to get into our wellness group with us, we can never talk about ourselves. This business is a selfless business. This business isn't the opportunity for us to be like, this program, this is amazing. This is what I'm doing. It's changed my life. This is not an opportunity for us to tell somebody else how they feel, how we feel about this opportunity, because they can read that on our storefront. They can read that on our Instagram. They can read that on our Facebook. What we're doing when they reach out or we reach out to them and we're starting that relationship, that is us figuring out how we can help them. This has nothing to do with us. So when we establish that first connection, we've got to automatically remember to not talk about ourselves. This is just an opportunity to connect with them and ask them interviewing questions so we can figure out how to best help them. Next one, needing to be friends before business is established. And I had the hardest time with this 2+ years ago when I was thinking that we needed to build relationships with people prior to asking them to a wellness group. I lost so much time of my life. I started getting frustrated with myself in this business. I wasn't hitting Success Club. I wasn't learning how to have the proper interviewing questions that were necessary. So automatically, we have got to not sell our souls and our friendship just in order to move our business forward. This is a business. You know, at the end of the day, we have programs, we have products, we have challenge groups, we have trainings, we have everything that someone needs to be successful. We just need to help mentor them through it. So automatically right away, again, not talking about ourselves. Second is needing to be friends before the business comes in. And I'm going to go off just for a second. And the reason why this is, and this is for also active coaches as well that come into the business. I was, on my second diamond retreat this last year, and there was 3 people that weren't on this diamond retreat that were also on the diamond retreat with us last year. So a lot of the times when we come into this, we have these high hopes for people, and maybe our best friend just signed up and we're like, we can do this together, and we're going to move up, we're going to be 15 star, we're going to retire, we're going to be millionaires, and we're going to help all these people, and it's going to be freaking awesome. And then like your friend falls off. And then you're like, I'm here, I'm alone. Like, where's my girlfriend at? And the thing is like, we have to get so solid individually and trust that the universe is going to have those people who are on the same path and have the same vision are going to be put into our lives simply by us individually being so solid and so at peace that this is where I'm at, this is where I'm moving to, this is my business, and whoever else wants to go in this direction with me, I trust God and I trust the universe that they will show up in my life. Because we can have high hopes for everybody forever, but like, the best that we can do is do the best that we can for ourselves, right? So with that, I'm going to go back to sharing the screen. So in the last one, where was I? Okay, and then people think MLMs are dirty. I never even thought this when I signed up, which is weird. And someone was like, is that a pyramid scheme? And I was like, I don't even know how to freaking respond to that. Like, no, it's not a pyramid scheme. Like, I don't even know how to respond to that. So what did I do was I went and I searched how other top coaches are responding to that. And what I did was I sat there and I practiced in front of the mirror. I practiced and I typed everything out, and I practiced how to say, like, no, pyramids are actually very illegal. They're extremely illegal, and we wouldn't be in Forbes top 500 over the last 10 years if it was an illegal business. And we have to also think about this as the fact, like, an MLM, multi-level marketing, is just like a medical sales company. And I might have created a slide. Let's see. Don't need to sell MLM period. Yep, equip yourself for this. All companies are an MLM company. Obviously, like, if you go into any company, you're going to want to move up in the rank. You're going to want to get promoted. You're going to want to be in charge of a team at some point, if that is your goal, moving up. But you have the opportunity yourself to promote yourself in this business. You don't have to wait for someone else to promote you, right? So in my head, I look at my business here. I'm a preventative medicine sales rep. So I'm going to treat this like I'm a medical sales rep. I'm going to make sure that I'm showing up to my storefront every day. I'm talking to people every day. I am showing up to my own personal health and wellness journey every day. I'm not going to skip a day. Did I skip a few days when I first started? Absolutely, because I didn't know what the heck I was signing up for. Like, I didn't know what all this meant. I didn't know what these words meant. I didn't know, like, where to find anything. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just knew that I needed to get to diamond, and I knew that I had to show up in whatever facet that was. Obviously, aside from doing my own personal workouts and eating 90% great most of the time and drinking a really dense nutrition shake for me, it was my cervical health. But aside from that, what could I do every single day that was going to get my personal business activity to just tick forward a little bit? If that was post, if that was 10 invites, if that was stories, if it was one out of those 3, cool. I'm still doing something in action towards my business. I knew I wanted to hit Success Club, but I was nervous. First 13 months in this business is a crapshoot because you're like rolling around in your thoughts. You know you have to do all these things. This checklist looks overwhelming, but at the end of the day, we just have to remind ourselves, like, this is just fitness. Like, they just got to work out, and you just got to share it, and you just got to show up on team calls like you all are doing, and just to learn and to see each other. And because that way, when we see each other's faces on these, we see each other's names pop up in the team pages, which makes it more exciting because we begin to build that connection. So when it's like showing up to an office, we form the relationship with those people at the office. The more we see each other in the team pages, the more we see each other on these team calls. And it just gets more fun that way because we see who's on the same page as us. And it allows your coach to see where you're at in this business as well, because your coach isn't necessarily going to step in all the time and mentor you, you know? So, I closed my chat down. Yep, team calls, team pages. It's our office. And I didn't really realize that either, guys, until January. So that's not like something that's like you should know right away. I didn't even really know it until earlier this year. And I was like, oh, should probably hop in there a lot more. Let's see, what did I write down here? Takes feeling inauthentic for a bit to find our authenticity. I think a lot of times too in the beginning of this talking about it, and Megan said something great the other day on Sunday night. She was like, yeah, it's like when you're starting at a new office job and you're picking up the phone, like you feel weird. Like, where am I going to send that person? I got to put them on hold. Where do I need to send you to? What's the phone directory? Like, who do I need to send you to? Like, actually getting comfortable with answering the phone and talking with the people around you and getting to know you. This is the same thing. But the longer we put it off by not showing up in team calls and in the team pages and learning, the harder and more overwhelming it's going to get. So let's see here. Looking for feedback from our mentors. Yes, know that you are not alone and that you're doing great things simply by doing something. Again, that's going back to even just a little bit of an action step. You got to tell yourself, good job. Even though, like, let's say you have a goal and you're going to miss that goal, that doesn't mean you stop prior to the goal. You're still going to go to the goal because you're still going to add that just a little bit of emphasis on top of that. So through this time, when we're doing this, the crazy thing is we are the employer to our boss, and our boss is ourselves. So we have to figure out how the employee us is going to work with the employer us. And it's going to take some time, just like it does if you were to go into a new business, working with your mentor, working with your boss there. You're like, can I cuss around them? Can I joke? What can I do? What do they expect of me? How can I follow through with what I want to do? But it's an internal dialogue all the time when we're our boss and an employee. And this is why personal development is so important in this business, so we can get our mind right. Huge, because we don't have someone consistently there giving us feedback. We are our feedback. So we have to tell ourselves, good job. We have to say, I didn't do everything I wanted to today, but I did do X, Y, and Z. I am learning X, Y, and Z. I think Joanna said something fantastic the other day. She didn't hit Success Club and she didn't hit all of her goals that she wanted, but she was like, but what I did learn was I learned how to invite better. I learned how to feel more confident in my invitations. I learned how to post consistently. I got myself back to Emerald, and through her reaching for her goals, she still moved her business forward. So even though we might set our goals higher, going after them is still going to get us there. This entire business is chasing our goals the first 13 months and figuring out how to fail at it and being okay with it. So next thing before we get through these 7 steps, again, all of this is just practicing, showing up, practicing, rewatching movies. I think I watched Nikki's trainings like 8 times, and even then I still didn't get it because it was showing up to practice. It was showing up and actually doing it, and that is okay. None of this business is supposed to make sense day one. It's not going to make sense a week from now. It's not going to make sense maybe not even a month from now. It's just a matter of trusting the mentor and just doing little action steps forward. And I love this quote. Success is the culmination of failures, mistakes, false starts, confusion, and the determination to keep going anyways. So much failure the first 13 months, y'all. That's all this is. It's like, get my ass to Diamond to at least get myself paid for all this like craziness that's going on in my mind. And then, okay, now let's build this business, right? So, the power of I am takes practice. I'm going to get you guys off of mute here, or maybe if one of y'all can unmute yourselves. So I stood in front of the mirror and to practice, and this was before Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving dinners last year. This was before holiday dinners last year. Stood in front of the mirror because I knew that I was going to have someone say like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing now? What's going on? And I stood in front of the mirror, and this is what I said to myself in the mirror so I could practice when people are coming to me during these holiday parties so I could respond back to them, so I could turn it on. I was like being my own little actress in front of a camera, ready to go, like scene, let's do this. So I would stand in front of the mirror and I would say, I'm a preventative medicine sales rep for the Fit Life Tribe, or whatever I felt like at that time. I'm a wellness coach for the Fit Life Tribe. We partner individuals to a fitness and nutrition program catered to their personal health and wellness goals. Then we place these individuals into an online wellness community for added support, positivity, accountability, and advice. We share meal recipes, nutrition tips, give out prizes when they stick to their goals. And then I end it there because I know a lot of us would be like, it's fun, it's super fun, and like add like a lot of like emotions to it behind it, like period, end of discussion. Like that's already kick-ass in itself. We don't need to like add anything else to it. We don't need to overthink these things. This is just it. This is what it is. So that's what I suggest. And a lot of y'all have a lot of friends and are going to be super busy over the holidays. I highly recommend practicing this and practicing it and saying it. Okay. So step 1. Here we go, guys. How y'all doing? You need to move? You need to give like a thumbs up? How's life? Okay. Cool. All right, so step 1, prospecting. So that's friends, family, warm market. Our warm market is anyone who's following us, anyone who is watching our stories, because a lot of the people who are watching our stories are going to actually be different from the people who are liking our photos. So there's kind of 2 different markets there. So that's why it is important to be hitting both angles. And that's why I like saying like new posts and stories is a big deal, because it's actually directing the people from Instagram stories to actually look at your page. So that's also our warm market. So what I like to do at the 3rd and 4th week of every month, I like to write down 10 people who I want to help and who I have made connections with. And maybe, in the beginning, it was hard for me to even write down 10 people, but I wrote down 10 people and they were all my family. Soon that started dwindling away with the connections that I was making online through being myself. I started adding those to my list. So there's that checklist that we have. That's also in the trainings. It's in the Fit Life Tribe trainings. It should also be in your welcome email. There's a lot of different trackers to use. And if you don't like the checklist that we have, Beachbody has one on their blog. Beatnik has another one. Just got to look in the files. But find one that works for you, but don't just do one for a day and then give up. Actually do it for a week and see what happens. See just what clicks in your mind, because maybe you might want to make your own. That's what happened with us. It was like, I don't like any of these. Let's make our own. Mallory, what do we got to do? Like, what does this need to look like? Let's make our own. So second, we're going to contact and invite these people. This was, for some reason, one of the hardest things for myself and for Mallory. Diana's been crushing this from out the gates. Ashley Kozo is also crushing this out the gate. So is Dina. There's a lot of people that just crush this out of the gate, and I was not one of them. And I have no problem saying that I completely failed at this in my first few months, other than reaching out to the people that I was comfortable with. So stepping out of the comfort zone again. Catherine did this. She went to no family to get her to Emerald. She just did it and got herself there. But this is, we have to look at this. Again, I refer back to medical sales reps. If you want to get a meeting with the doctor to talk about these products that your company has, you have to call the company and you have to get through the gatekeeper who's going to set that appointment, right? So our appointment and the gatekeeper is our storefront. That is how we build trust with people, is people seeing us showing up every day for our own health and wellness journey. Photos don't need to be great in the beginning. Photos don't need to be like these kick-ass, wonderful, crazy, wonderful photos. Like that will come over time. Trust yourself. It's just a matter of learning just how to show up every day versus comparing ourselves to these people who do have these photographer best friends and who might be doing it so long from now. Like, that doesn't need to exist in our lives until we just learn. And how we learn is just showing up every single day. So getting through the gatekeeper is our storefront in creating trust, right? And then another way to invite is when you see the C2A, that means call to action, which means, like, you know, when you see on Instagram posts where it's like, tag your bestie, or like tag someone who like loved this coffee mug or something, like that is what a call to action post is. But it's also us saying, like, who wants to join me in my next wellness group? Diana just did her second call to action post, and it was freaking awesome. It wasn't salesy. It wasn't anything like that. It was so just like, yo, I'm working out. Do you want to join me or not? Like, this is what I'm doing. Let's go. And it was like, I want to do this. Like, and the more she's up in there and posting that, if I don't step forward and say something the first few times, and maybe she doesn't invite me this time, like, I'm going to keep seeing those. And after a few months, it's going to be like, oh, like, I should probably commit, you know, and because it's just a constant in your face call to action post. Sliding into the DM saying, hey girl, underneath it, hey love, I'm prepping for my next wellness group and I thought of you. And sometimes I'll just put a period here versus because of X, Y, and Z, because I don't like to sound fake. And if I haven't communicated with them at all prior, I'm not going to say because of this. I'm just going to say, thought of you, you know, would you be interested in joining us? And that's it. That's it. So, and that was like, and Mallory, I don't know if maybe you want to say anything on this part. I mean, I feel like a lot of the girls in here don't have a hard time with inviting. Like, Mallory and I, you guys almost would shit ourselves in the beginning when we first started doing this.
I just stopped shitting my pants like 2 months ago inviting. So if inviting is still a fear for you, it's fine. Like, it'll pass. But just if you haven't caught the live I did in our main team page last week on inviting to a party, catch that, because it makes it so simple. I won't take up too much time on this, but go listen to that. It's just like inviting to a party. That's it.
Yeah, it's so simple. And the thing is like, after we got over that fear, then we realized, okay, shit, there's another 5 steps that we still have to get through. Like, this is nothing. The inviting process is absolutely nothing. Like, that is just saying, hey, yeah, do you want to work out with me? Not a big deal at all. So after that started flowing, and after we realized that this is just like inviting to a party, after you invite, someone's going to come back with one of these 5 responses. You know, what does it entail? What's the cost, or what's the catch? I don't ever really get those. I know Ashley had, so I wanted to add that. And I feel like maybe other of you have. I've never really gotten that. What does it entail? What's the cost? Possibly. And then they tell you their life story, and then they say, what's it about? Or they say, like, not now, I'm doing something else, or I'm in the middle of X, Y, and Z excuse. Thanks. And then, or they just don't respond and they continue to stalk your stories, and they're a creeper. Like, that's the 5. So this, I didn't start writing this because I wanted to kind of open this up, but if at the same time, if you guys want me to just go ahead and write in here, I say the same thing every single freaking time. It doesn't matter who it is, mom, dad, sister. I don't have a sister. Mom, dad, family member, you know, significant other, cousin, any stranger. I say the same thing every single time. And it's in our trainings. It is on Wednesdays in our trainings. There's at least like 4 videos. There's a copy and paste there that I say, and it's basically just, I run an online wellness group. We all follow a fitness program catered to our personal health and wellness goals, catered to our personal health and I usually do this like on a video or I'm typing. Catered to our personal health and wellness goals. There's over 6,000 different workouts that we can access for a full year, 400 different clean eating recipes. We share recipes. We hold each other accountable for basic support and positivity. I give away prizes to those who are sticking with their goals. What are you doing currently for workouts? So notice, like, I didn't say one thing about myself, and I asked a question because I want to know where they're at in their life. I want to know what's going on. I want to know if they're capable of doing this, because I don't want anyone coming into these wellness groups if I think that they're not going to show up. Period. Like, if I don't think that they're going to show up, or they start telling me that they're going to be too busy, I'm going to say, like, is now really a good time for you? And I really figure out, like, how bad do they want this? I lay it out there because, like, I want my groups to be kick ass. I want to know where other people are at in their life. So, and I can help them the more I know them. So I'm forming that relationship with them. So again, this part, number 3, our response back of what is a wellness group, is on Wednesdays in the comments. There's videos, there's typed messages. You literally can go in there and just copy and paste. A lot of that is copied and pasted in the comments is actually verbal translation of typing out from the videos that are also posted in there. So again, guys, like, this is all just consistently learning and taking it in and just searching for things and failing forward. So what do we have here? So asking interviewing questions to gain the framework. So after, they say, okay, what does it entail? And we explain back, like, what it is. And we end it with a question. I always typically say, like, what are you currently doing for workouts? And then I have a few other questions here, like, after they respond back to me, how often are you working out each week? What are your health and wellness goals that you would like to achieve? And I typically, like, add in a funny, like, let's say, like, I'm talking to a hairdresser. Sometimes I always say, like, how often are you working out each week aside from being on your feet all day, making other people look beautiful? Like, other than, like, doing something, or like, let's say you're a mom and you have twins like Catherine, like, what are you doing for workouts every day aside from chasing your kids? Like, letting them know, like, I get it. Like, you're tired. We're all tired. We're all busy. We're all, like, we all have something going on, but I see you and I see that you're trying to be better. So what else is going on in your life? So I'm trying to meet them halfway. Does anyone have or has received, like, another response other than any of these 5 that maybe we can address?
How about just a flat out 2 letters? No.
Usually I send back, like, a GIF and I'm like, okay. Or, like, and I follow up with them 2 months later because I see them stalking my stories, which is the craziest, creepiest thing to me. Is it's like, I'm literally inviting you because I see you looking at my stories. I'm talking about my wellness groups all the time, and you tell me no, but you're still watching. Like, that's really weird. It's really weird. So I'm going to put them on my list to follow up a month or 2 later. And then if it's, like, just another, like, weird no, then I'm done. I don't, like, they're watching. If they want to hop on, they know where to find me because I do call to actions all the time. So Mallory called somebody out pretty hard the other day, which was funny. Do you want to say it? You want to talk? Mallory sacked up and was like, yo, homie. I'll let you take it from there.
I'm trying to remember which one you might be talking about. I've been a couple times recently. But there's this chick, she watches my story, like, she's in there every single day, every single story. She likes my posts. I've invited her, like, multiple times, and finally I was just like, hey girl, I see that you've seen my message. I see that you're watching my stories. Like, I'm really fun. Like, I'm a lot more fun if you just come hang out with me instead of just watching me all the time. Like, what's up? And she still didn't respond. And she's still in my stories. Like, I don't know. But
so weird. But it's like, that's just what this game of life is about. And, like, at the end of the day, like, this isn't, like, this is fun. Like, I get in here, I'm like, what are my messages going to be today? Like, I know I'm solid on what my responses are going to be, but what am I going to get? Like, what's about to happen? And I know that I can come in here and laugh about it with you guys. It's just like, what's happening? And it makes this part of the business fun. So
I have a question.
yeah.
So lately I've been getting a lot of like, oh, I already work out. I don't really like, they watch me, they follow me, they do all of that. And so how do I converse with them when they're already like going to the gym or have a workout routine, but I think that they like really enjoy the community, and I try to talk to them about that, but do you have any suggestions as to what to say?
Do they say like, I already follow a routine and I go to the gym?
Yeah, or I'm happy with my routine now.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, then why are you watching me?
Yeah, but like, and I've even had a couple of them when I do my like call to action stories, like, tell me more details. That's the button they click.
Yeah. They say that they're happy with what they're doing now. Then typically I ask them what their health and wellness goals are.
Okay.
And then I also say like, cool, like how's your nutrition? Because we can always hold them accountable with nutrition. Like, how's your health and wellness on that? And if they say like, oh, I'm good on that end, then it's like, cool, homie. Like, well, I got a tribe. If you want accountability with all that stuff, let me know. But then there's also the pre and post workout stuff that we have. So if they like their workouts, then give them a boost. Like, maybe invite them to a free group and say like, hey, everyone's getting this all natural energy pre-workout mix. It's an awesome opportunity for you to just be a part of a quick accountability group, get you a chance to try our natural pre-workout and see if you could boost your already awesome workouts. And like, usually try and meet them. Like, they say like, I'm happy. And it's like, cool. Like, that's because it is cool. It's great that they're already working out and they're happy with it. Like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Like power to them. So I want to like give them a little ego boost as well. But it's like, hey, like, we want to add something else that's already making your awesome workout even more awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
That help?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. I feel like when it comes to people like that, you got to give them a little bit of an ego boost, because if they feel like they got it, because I was one of those people. That's why I didn't sign up to coach for a while. I thought I had my shit figured out. I was like, I don't need help. But then like just a little taste, little steps, a little accountability group, a little bit of a pre-workout, and then they might be like, whoa, I want to try this whole thing. Cool. Cool. So usually after someone says like, I'm working out, like, what are you currently doing for workouts? And they'll tell you like, oh, I lift some weights and do some cardio. Then I'll go into how many days a week are you doing that? And where? Are you doing it at a gym or are you doing it at home? So here's where this gets a little fun for me. So step 4, we're now officially in a conversation, because we have gone from one person to the next and back to the first. So that textbook is a conversation. So we're past step 3, we're in step 4. And after we say, cool, how many days a week are you doing cardio? How many days a week are you lifting? And they'll respond back. The next question I typically enjoy asking is, where are you doing that at? A gym or at home? Obviously recognize what they just said, which is, cool, that's awesome. I'm glad, like, lifting weights is my favorite, or recognizing where they're at and then saying, are you doing this at home or at a gym, or C, both? Because, and I ask this question, this is where it can get fun for us, is we have a solution if they respond to either or. We can do these workouts from anywhere. We can check in with our wellness groups from anywhere. They can lift at home, or they can lift at a gym, or they can do cardio at home, or they can do cardio at a gym, or they can do it on the beach somewhere. We have an option, but I'm asking a question knowing the answer already. I just want to, 1, get to know them better, know where they're just at, and get a feel for where they're doing their workout so I can understand them better. And whatever response they give me, I'm going to already know what I'm going to say next, right? So I'm asking questions that I already know the answers to. So this part's fun for me. So it's like, cool. Like, now I know that they're working out, they're doing something already. They're equipped to be in our wellness group. They want to get in. We're still having a conversation. cool. Like, this shit's golden. Like, this is awesome. I'm going to hopefully make a new friend. Hopefully, like, this person's going to come in and just rock this wellness group and get results and be happy. Like, fuck yeah. I'm like, step 4, like, this is where I get stoked. Like, I'm like, this is a great conversation. I hope to get to this step every single day with somebody, because this is how I know I feel like I'm helping people, is when I get to this step 4, is when I'm offering a solution to something that I already know an answer to, right? So the same thing is going to go with like Shaco or the pre and post workout mix. Is I'm going to ask, well, how's your nutrition? And let's just say we were just talking about nutrition and not the workouts, even though it's mostly workouts, because remember, we got to keep it simple. This is fitness. Nutrition sometimes is like talking about religion with people. Like, you don't talk about it. It's more of like, sometimes we just got to get our workouts on. So, and just get them going just little by little. So again, like, I'm going to say, like, let's say we're talking about Shaco, and there's that question of, are you finding yourself needing to eat on the road, or are you at home and able to make yourself food? Cool. Either way, they're going to be able to have Shaco or their pre and post workout mix on the road, or they're going to be able to make it even more awesome if they're at home. What do you say when people don't really believe in supplements? That's a good question. And I'm like, I don't buy. Like, honestly though, like, I never believed in supplements either. I was never that person. I was drinking coffee and this is when I feel like it is okay to talk about ourselves and talk about our personal experience. I was the one drinking coffee at like 6 p.m. as my pre-workout, because there was one time I had like the C2 or, babe, what's that one crazy pre-workout that gives you a heart attack? C4, yeah. Yeah, you're like C4, that's it. And I had that once, and I was like itching. I thought my butt was going to fall off. Like, it was terrible. And that's the only time I really ever talk about myself, is when someone's like, what you said, like, I don't believe in supplements. I say, like, I never ever did either. And then I found this through Harvard scientists developed it. By the way, little side note, I don't know if you guys saw the Beachbody blog on Beachbody On Demand, but holy moly, there's the science blog of all of our stuff and the developers behind it and all of their credentials, and it is ridiculous. Like, they have paragraph-long credentials behind it. It is amazing. It makes me just feel like I love our company so much for finding such great people. The blog is such, yeah, for sure. But so going back to supplements, I that's when I do talk about myself really for the first time and just say, I never did either. And then I tried this. There's a sampler packet. So usually I'm like, just try the sampler packet. It's designed by Harvard scientists. If you don't like it, you can return it and get all your money back. It's like a 10 sampler packet. And I think it's like $15. I keep it simple. I'm always like, it's $15. Just try it. It's from Harvard scientists. Worst thing is it doesn't change your life at all. But the best thing that it could do is it could change your life. And you're not out $15 because you can get your money back. So, I hope, did that help? Okay, cool. So we're on step 4. So when, after that question, we're offering a solution. And then even though after I say, like, worst case scenario, you can get all your money back and it doesn't change your life, like, then I'll always end it with a question. What do you think about that? How do you feel? Is that okay? Is that cool? Like, it's a conversation. It's we're in a conversation at this point where it's like, after the interviewing questions, we know that they're in, we're still here talking. Now it's like, all right, let's get more real. Like, still ending it with a question, not really talking about myself, still getting to know them. So step 5, we're still fielding any objections that they might have. So they might come up with, like, what is the cost? Or if we see ourselves getting a little off topic, which I know in the very beginning, when I realized, I was like, these conversations are taking freaking forever. I feel like I don't know how to bring the conversation back to what we were talking about. I feel like this girl is telling me her whole entire life story. I'm not a psychologist. It's not what I'm like. I did not get a degree in this. How did we end up here? I'm in a black hole in this conversation. Like, I've wasted all my time. I haven't even made, I haven't even hit Success Club points yet. Like, where am I at? So this is what I always like to, I need to look at that year of my life. I know, but Britt, see, because if you got to fail forward, so now you know to not do this ever again. So typically when it gets to this point, I always say something like, well, it sounds like, you know, you're good to go for a challenge group, or it's, you know, I'm really looking forward to working with you. It sounds like we went over everything. If you guys want to take a shot of this, just in case this might not record, it sounds like we went over everything. Like I believe we needed to. I'm still keeping it business-like, because I'm letting them know where I'm at, and I appreciate them maybe sharing everything with me, or maybe it's like a lull in the conversation, and that's just where it's at. I'll bring it to this. Like, is there anything else you think I should know about before I send you over everything that I also got for myself to get started, or invested in myself to get started? So that lets them know, like, there is a transaction that happened. And because of what we say in the beginning, when they say, like, what does it all entail? And I say, like, there's a all natural pre and post workout mix. Like, they know that they are going to be getting something right away in step 2. So we're in step 5. So I'm reiterating again, before I send you over everything that I also invested in for myself, is there anything that we missed? Is there anything that I can help you with that I should know about before we get started? And then I'll say, like, allergies, surgeries, like, you know, and maybe depending on how I'm feeling, maybe I'll make a joke. But, and then that's typically when they'll come back with one of 2 things, which is, no, we're still here, which is, nope, I think that's it, send me the email, or nope, I think that's it, what is the cost? And then this is where, if they say, what is the cost? This is when I go back to step 2, where I reiterate the value of what we all just talked about, reiterating everything from step 2, where I say, so for the 6,000 I'll say, cool, like, great, I'm pumped to work with you. For the 6,000 workouts, the 400 different clean eating recipes, the challenge group, you know, me as your coach, like, weird face. The all natural pre and post workout mix designed by Harvard scientists, that's $160. Oh, and to access those workouts for a full year, plus the 30-day supply of the all natural pre and post workout mix designed by Harvard scientists, it's $160. How does that sound to you? And I'm open and honest with them. Like, how does this all sound to you? You know, because I want them to feel like they can tell me if that works for them or if it doesn't. You know, I need to know where they're at, because if they say, like, that might be too much, it's like, let's put it on a credit card, boo. Like, you can, you know, next few months, like, you can pay that off, or like, let's at least stay in touch. We'll get you into my next wellness group, or cool. Like, a lot of people sometimes also come back and they say, like, dude, I thought this was going to be like $300. This is awesome. It's like $160. Like, depending on who we are attracting on our social media, our friends that we're around, exactly who we are attracting on our social media, those are the types of clients that we will find. And in the beginning, because a lot of people might not see us as a coach too often, they might not know that that's what we are providing, and it might just take a little bit. But if we're solid in it and we're showing up all the time, people are going to know that we have something to offer and that we're doing it ourselves. So they're going to expect that. So, you know, it's $160. Is that cool with you? Right. I mean, right now it's $140 for the month of November, but $160, is that cool with you? And then, you know, see what they say. And typically after that, for me, it's usually, yeah, send it over. My closing rate's 92%. Going through exactly all that. And it's taken me a while to get here, but I'm happy that I've gotten here, and I'm happy that I can be sharing this with you all, because this has been a game changer for me after figuring out and failing forward. But it's just about getting to really that step 4 in the process. It's getting over the invite. It's getting over the interviewing part. It's getting into step 4, asking a question that you already know the answer to, and then closing it out and seeing where they're at. And, you know, end of the day, if they're not down for this current wellness group, you have at least planted a seed with them, and they're going to see you showing up in their stories, in their feed all the time. And then you have someone to follow up with as well 2 months later to close and then send email. So what I like to do, obviously, you do send them the share cart, which is also in the trainings. It's probably also in your welcome email. You send them the share cart, and then what I like to do, have to hop off. See, Mal, love you. The following up. What I like to do is after I'll send them the email, and if I haven't hit Emerald yet for the month, I'm going to send them the email with the discount membership. Especially if I know that they're signing up for a program that's going to be longer than 2 months, they deserve to have the discount membership because it's going to save them money. It's actually less money in our pockets, but we're doing them a favor by them getting the pre and post workout mix their second month if they're doing a program that's longer than 2 months. So it's just automatically wise for our business, if we're not at Emerald yet for that month, to automatically send them a discount. And then second, if they're wanting to do like if we're talking about a program on our social media, like the 80-day obsession that was happening in January, that's 3 months long. Every single person that I was enrolling December and January was a discount member because it was going to save them money in the long run, and it was going to build my ranking. I mean, I was past diamond, so I didn't really need the rank, but to build my rank to get to diamond, adding discount members in the beginning, 12 of them total, just to get to diamond, is how you do it. So after I'll send them, the share cart message or the share cart email, I will send them a 1-minute video back on my Instagram. I'm going to show you how to do it because there was a few questions about it. So, oh gosh, I have a few. So I don't know, can you guys see in this little box, like a thumbs up or something? Sort of, here. Cool. So let's go in here. So in this little box, cool, finding the one person. So what I'll do is I'm going to go down to this little mountain. And when I click this mountain, all my little videos that are less than a minute are going to pop up. So the ones that aren't a minute are blacked out or fogged out. And the ones that are a minute, I'm going to be able to click that and it's going to send to them versus sending it through clicking this little photo button. It will only record for 15 seconds. So when we record a video prior, it can be 59 seconds and we can send it to them that way. So after I send them the share cart and I close that, I will record a 1-minute message and I'll say, hey boo, just sent you the share cart. It's got, and I'll reiterate again, what do they have? 6,000 different workouts, 400 different clean eating recipes, all natural pre and post workout mix designed by Harvard scientists. And what also you're going to see is a business starter kit. And I say, this isn't for you. You're not starting a business. This is just for you to get a discount starting your second month on that pre and post workout mix. Let's set up a timer so we can make a decision 3 weeks in from when you get it to make that decision if you want it or if you want to cancel. And that's it. And now that video of what I just said is also on Wednesday nights in the comments in the trainings. So, and then that's it. and that's it. So I think I literally just have another quote after that, but we are done with the presentation. So we have obviously a few minutes left. Sorry, I wanted to end like 5-ish minutes ago to leave this open for any questions that you all may have. But do you guys have any questions at all? Do you have anything that I can help with? Do you have anything that might be confusing, or maybe I said something that you're like, what did she just say? Or did I clarify anything that helped? If I can help at all, let me know. Brittany, blah. Oh, y'all, come on. I know I didn't crush it. Amy, are you working out right now? I think you are.
She said she was packing. I'm not.
Oh, packing. Well, cool, guys. I hope, did that help?
I'm cleaning.
You're cleaning?
I think you did good. Is that what you're looking for? I'm trying to think of anything and I just can't.
Oh, look, there's my
talk
kid.
right now.
I love you, Britt.
I have something.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've already told you about it a little bit, just being so busy and literally so new because we just started and jumped into this thing. and I'm a full-time student, you know, have multiple jobs, and it's one of those things where it's like, how, like, should I get myself together first, figure this all out, or like when do you suggest we start jumping into this? I know that you were asking questions like, what do people say to you guys and stuff, and I can say myself, because I'm so new, I haven't been reaching out to people or like putting myself out there just yet, because I am so new. Like, am I behind?
So I totally get that feeling of feeling like I'm doing everything right now. Like, how am I supposed to add something else to my plate? You know, like when I first started this, I was working full time. I was doing events. I mean, you and I talked about this. Like, I was working during the day, and I was going to my events during the nighttime. Plus, like, at the time, I was kind of planning for a wedding, and then also like a lot of other side things that I was doing. It was like, how the heck am I gonna? And also, that's right, I was also going to school. So it was like, how am I going to do all this? And then at the end of the day, it was like, well, I already do fitness and health, so I can just share that on my stories. Like, just making sure that I'm showing up and being consistent with that alone, like that can be your getting your shit together. Like, that can be like working on myself, making sure that that you do your workout, that you do share what you're eating, but at least sharing it on social media. Like, if you can lay your head down at the end of the day and be like, I didn't get everything done on this checklist that we have in the trainings, at least I know that I shared it. At least I know I still moved my business forward a little bit by taking a photo of myself drinking my pre-workout. Or here's the other cool thing is, like, right before we go into a workout, we have our pre-workout mix. We can do a video of our workout. We have our sweaty selfie, and then we have our post-workout. That's 4 different opportunities to post Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Right there, just by like within an hour of capturing that. So that's like, if you at the end of the day just can work on yourself and then share it, that is the goal. But then when you see opportunities to ask friends and learn how to do call to action posts on your social media and get people just working out with you, that would be, I would suggest, being the next step. Because it is like, in the very beginning, you're like, there's trainings, there's team calls, there's all this, and it's going to feel overwhelming, but just remind yourself, like, keep it simple. Like, just keep it simple. This is literally working out. Like, this is literally just helping people get started with us and bringing them into a wellness group. Whenever we can get, like, in our own mind, it's like, Lynn, stop. This is like, I'm working out. Like, just get people to start working out, and let's do it together. That's it. I don't know if that really helps or not.
No, it did help. Thank you.
Okay. I applaud you for being here. I don't think I made it to my first team call until like 7 months in business.
Really?
Yeah, but Facebook wasn't too much. Instagram wasn't too much of a thing then. Facebook wasn't a thing then. So.
Well, I figured if I wasn't going to jump in right away with my social media posts and inviting people, I could at least show up and be a part of the call.
I mean, at the end of the day, seriously, this business is just about showing up. It really is. It's like, it might not be pretty when you show up sometimes. Hair might be crazy, might be a terrible post. It might sound like a very salesy post, it might sound like a very salesy invite, but like, that's how we get better, is by learning how to do this as we fail forward and being a hot mess in the beginning. Like, it's like, that's normal. But then it's just showing up consistently. So I applaud you for being here. I applaud all you guys for being here. It's huge. It is like, that is the ticker in the business, moving it forward. Sometimes it's just hard. But after a few years, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm my own boss. Like, yeah. Oh, cool, guys. Anybody else? All right, I'm going to get a photo. Moving that ticker forward, baby. All right, Leslie, yes, you came back. Cool. All right, smile, everybody. Cool. Tag in. Nice. All right, you guys, have a good night. If hopefully this recorded, I will be posting it if it did. If maybe you think of anything that I didn't cover, or maybe that you'll think of after this, message me. Always here to help.
Are you gonna post the slideshow by itself or just this video?
I can. Do you want me to?
Yes, please.
Sure. Yeah. I'll probably then post it in the trainings, or should I post it? Where are you gonna be able to find it the easiest?
Emerald.
Okay.
But it could be, I mean, that's
Everywhere. Why don't we just do it
I
everywhere?
mean, that's up to you, yeah.
Cool.
Honestly, that's where I go to look for 90% because it's not just a bunch of stuff. It's like some basic straight too.
Yeah. Cool, guys. Happy Tuesday. Nice to see your faces. Thanks for popping on with me. Mwah. Love you all. Have an awesome night. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.